What to do during our hardship. I'm going through a very hard time in my life since 2021. The question asked by Bilal in the YouTube is, he's going through a very hard time, and especially since 2021, what should he do? Normally, as the Quran says, that when people have difficulties, they remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When Allah takes away the difficulties, they forget Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we as a Muslim, as Mu'min, what we do in good times, we thank Allah and say Alhamdulillah. Even in bad times, we thank Allah and say Alhamdulillah. If you are going through hard time, you should get more and more closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That does not mean in good times you go far away. There is a very famous couplet of Sant Kabir, which I say in my lecture. He said that dukh mein sumr na sab kare, sukh mein kare na koi. Jo sukh mein sumr na kare, to dukh kaye hoye. That means people remember God in times of trouble. The person remember God during peace and happiness. Why should trouble touch him? And these are similar messages given in the verses of the Quran. That when trouble toucheth man, he remembers God. But when Allah takes away the difficulty and hardship, he forgets his Creator. So my advice to you, brother, is that what I gave earlier in my answer, that offer more salah, offer tahajjud, see to it that you come closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, read the Quran with translation, see to it that you fast, you give charity, and inshallah, you will get the tranquility in heart. See, hardship is just a concept. See, peace of mind, it depends. Some people find peace by listening to music, some people by drinking alcohol, some people by reading the Quran. Peace is very subjective. The true peace is the permanent peace. All these peace are temporary and they are artificial. Whether you're having alcohol, whether you're having drug, whether you're listening to music, these are temporary artificial peace which is there for a few moments. The real true peace is the sukoon, the sakina in your heart and in your mind. And such a peace when you have, irrespective of what is around you, hardship or not, if there's hardship, inshallah, you are more peaceful. Because you say, Alhamdulillah, Allah is testing me and may I pass this test. So when you have hardship, what do you have to think? First you have to analyze in your life that are you doing any sin? If you have hardship in your life, it may be due to sins you're doing. So first you have to analyze your lifestyle. Are you doing any major sins? Are you missing your salah? Are you cheating? Are you bribing? Are you taking interest? You have to analyze. Take out a few hours and analyze your lifestyle. And if you are doing any major sin, stop it. Ask for forgiveness. If you are doing minor sins, even stop that. This is point number one. Maybe those hardship and trouble are due to the sins you have committed. And when you realize that there are no major sins, there are no minor sins here and there, minimal, then you have to consider maybe it's a test from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When you analyze your lifestyle that you don't do any of the major sins, you're following the faraiz, you're doing the ibadah, and yet there is hardship, then you think that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to put you in Jannat al-Firdaus. And more difficult the test, higher is the reward. Quran says, do you think you will go to Jannah without being tested? And if your test is difficult, you get a higher reward. Like if you pass a normal graduation of BA, you get a BA. If you pass an MBBS, you get doctor in front of your name. Because passing an MBBS exam, a medical examination, is much difficult than a BA. So similarly, if you have checked that your lifestyle, you are not doing major sins and you are not doing most of the minor sins, and you see, then you think that maybe Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to test you. And you thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for testing you, but see to it that you pass in the test. Offer your salah, offer your tahajjud, see to read the Quran with translation, you fast, as I mentioned in my earlier answer, that you give charity, and peace is in your mind. You can be peaceful even in a storm. Or you cannot have peace even by being a billionaire, having all the luxury, sitting in an air condition, having the best of cars, and yet you may not be peace of mind, and that's what we see around us. So peace is a stage of your mind which is under your control. If you're a true Muslim, as Quran says, that don't be sad, a Muslim cannot be sad. Whatever happened, alhamdulillah. If you are good, benefit, alhamdulillah. If you go in loss, alhamdulillah. Because we think this is the qadr of Allah and this is Allah testing us. So if you are going under hardships and if you are not doing it, if you are doing a major sin, stop it. If you are doing any sin, stop it. If you are doing something wrong, stop it. Ask for forgiveness, change your lifestyle. Inshallah, the hardship will be removed. If you realize you are not doing anything wrong, keep on striving in the way of Allah, keep on working harder, keep on improving your ibadah, and you see that there is tranquility, sakina in your life. Hope that answers the question.